A dormir. A dormir, mi viejito Rocky.
What is up, everybody?
Crazy, man. You crazy.
Yeah, I know. That's yes. I don't know exactly what that was. You know, sometimes I see these insane videos and I'm just like, I have to play this ridiculous thing. It's, oh my gosh, this fan is on like turbo. Can you like hear the fan?
No, because I'm below a ceiling fan myself. I can't.
There you go. Doesn't matter. I'm just trying to make sure we don't have any audio issues. Man, let me just say, I hope you guys are having a good time tonight. Man, we have a really special guest tonight. This is the pre-show for those of you who are new. Welcome to Funkatopia Live. I am your host, Mr. Christopher. That is my co-host, the one, the only, the Magic Man himself, Mr. Michael Bland.
Yes, in the face.
Man. Yeah, man.
Wanted to get it out of the way now. Yes.
Oh, yes.
The face.
In the face. In the face. Oh, I got it. There it is.
Yes, in the face. Why does it get so wild with it?
Oh, you know what? Listen, I'm gonna, again, for those who are new, this is the pre-show. I guess I should put the little pre-show. We have a little pre-show banner, don't we? I thought we had a little pre-show banner that we had that kind of goes across the top. Maybe we don't. This is the pre-show. Again, we kind of hang out till 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is a mere 8 minutes from right now. Listen, my mind was blown when I learned about, The Lion King, the movie The Lion King, right? Obviously, the animated where he holds up the. Have you seen this little thing now? For those that have not spent or wasted their lives on social media, come to find out that whole. Let me just go ahead and just play this video. You have to.
I know what you're going to play now.
Yeah, I'm going to play. We have to see this. This is just ridiculous.
I know. I did not know this. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knew this, but it was like, this is kind of ridiculous. And it'll give me an opportunity to turn on this fan too. So hold on.
Yeah, I can do it.
Do it.
So you sing it like. Dancing Gonya Bagiti Baba Ingonyama.
Say it again. What does it mean?
It means, look, there's a lion. Oh my God.
You're joking. That is not what that means. That is not what that means.
That's exactly what it means.
That's what it means. Look, there's a lion.
Oh my God.
Look, there's a lion. Oh my God.
It's a lion.
I don't know if I believe that dude.
I mean,
just because he's African don't make him an authority, does it?
I mean, obviously speaks the language. I mean, unless somebody comes online and contests what that is, you would think that Walt Disney did their due diligence and said, let's just verify what it is that you're saying right here.
That's the least of my issues with Walt Disney, but all right.
Right. Well, again,
I got a whole thing.
Well, yeah, of course. But, as the years go by, we find one nefarious deed after another, right? So what are you going to do, man? Oh, my gosh. How you been, man?
I mean, we're doing what we can here in Minneapolis. The news coverage has died down, but ICE is still busy in my town, man.
I thought they were supposed to be leaving and just hitting the road.
So did we. They're still doing everything. I saw some footage from Whipple, which is the government building by the airport, where they've been keeping the detainees, and then they run them down. They shuttle them down to the airport and send them. and they're still up to their chicanery. And
the news outlets are gone now because I don't see it. I don't see them talking about it on the news. Well,
because there's
nationally
a war going on
oh,
now.
that's right. I forgot.
That's because
tactic.
all of a sudden,
oh my gosh! Of course. Epstein files. Here's a war.
Yeah, exactly. They just keep running and running and running. And I'm telling you, no lie can live forever. No lie can live 1 week if they're telling it. So I know this ain't that kind of show, but you asked me, and so I told you. But listen, I'm proud of my city, man. They came in here messing with us. Our own police are they're protecting ICE. They're not protecting the citizens. So it's guerrilla warfare, man, and it's on. So it is what it is. What are you going to do? They're still taking kids off the street.
Well, I'm a little bit disappointed in that because I will be heading up there on I'll come up there. I think the plan is to be up there April 19th. I'm going to come up there just to hang out, just kind of hit some of the places that I normally hit up that way. Yeah. And then, of course, the 20th, or it just depends on what's going on. See, going up there, I'm probably going to take American Airlines, which does not do a direct flight. It always has a stop. So Atlanta to Minneapolis becomes a 6-hour affair. And that's ridiculous to me. But
I see.
Anyways, I'm glad you're doing well. I played racquetball this morning and I tricked out my knee, so that sucks. But
okay, watch that now.
Yeah, I know.
We're not spring chickens anymore.
No, man. After I crossed 50, it was like, oh, this shit's over, man. I just can't even. Then
you ever had the thing where you wake up and something hurts? It's like you wake up and you stand up and what is that? What did I do in my sleep to twist my ankle? What is this?
Yeah, I know. It's I don't know. I still have all the mental issues that I'm dealing with that I have to deal with on a regular basis. Like walking into the kitchen, which everybody does, is you walk into the kitchen and you're like, what am I here for?
Oh, that you got old timers already.
What am I supposed to be doing? I don't even know.
I've been doing that since I was probably 11. So I don't buy into it, man.
Oh yeah. But yeah, you do get, I haven't any new old guy shit that I can think of that's been happening late.
Okay, so you're not picking your ears with your car keys yet?
No.
Your brain.
That's a thing. Okay, all right.
That's the thing I've seen old guys do, at least up here.
Oh, I forgot to load because I got to get everything ready here. I'm like slacking. I've got all my notes and my slide and my slideshows and whatnot, because tonight we have an amazing special guest tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. We only got 2 minutes to go, probably at a minute and a half to go, and we're going to bring her on. And let me just say, I started out, trying to compile questions and things to ask her, and the more I dug, it was like, it's like, you lift a rock and there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on. It's like,
sure.
What the heck? And
you lift the rock, there's a colony of worms.
It's just like one thing after another. It's like, literally the only way that you could cover everything that Ella has done is it would have to be like a mini series. It was like, that's legit. I don't do the key thing yet.
Okay, well, I'm just letting you know it's an acknowledged proclivity.
I did see the craziest thing the other day. There was it was an old Indian man that was standing in line at this was last year, and it stuck with me, at Georgia Aquarium. And this man had so much hair growing out of his ears. It was like crazy. It was like a bush. I was just like, well, can you hear Oak? It just seems, I don't know. Seems like I would be, going crazy. Anyways, you started this whole thing with the
no, I mean, thank God for my wife. She plucks it. It hurts, but she gets in there. She doesn't play around. Michael Bland, hold still, and she starts plucking them.
Lisa says, I'm going 59 going on the big 60 this August. Congratulations. A few years away from that.
Yeah.
I'm 57. We're both 57.
Yeah.
We're right behind you. We're traipsing along, just trying to pretend like we're still young guns, and it's just not realistic.
I'm not sure if it's working or not. Right. It's not.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you want to start that? You want to start this up? We can.
Absolutely. Listen, man. I mean, for a change, we got somebody who showed up on time and had the technology together, and you know, she's waiting on us.
All right. Here we go. Tonight, we have a special guest that many of you might not be familiar with, but you've absolutely have heard her guitar prowess and her work. Her resume boasts a Grammy award-winning performance with Silk Sonic on Leave the Door Open and other tracks on that album too, like Love's Train. But also, she has worked with a multitude of artists. I mean, it's a laundry list. I mean, if I sat here and just read everybody that she's worked with, we'd waste 5 minutes just going through it. Janet, I'll give you some samplings though. Janet Jackson, Ariana Grande, Erykah Badu, Frank Ocean, Nas, Bilal, Jason Derulo, Neo, and just become quite a big force in the hip hop community too. Obviously, Common, Jay-Z, The Roots, Queen Latifah, Kanye West, and she even does movie soundtracks and video soundtracks. I mean, let's just go ahead and just bring her in because I'm at a loss to even where to start. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the one, the only Ella Feingold is in the house.
Absolutely.
Ella, where you at? How you doing?
Can you all hear me?
We can hear you now.
Yes.
I can't hear you, Mr. Christopher, for some
You
reason.
can't hear me?
I can't hear you at all. Michael, I can hear perfectly.
Well, good. That's all you need. You don't need
really.
I heard you at the beginning. First of all, hi all. How you doing?
Let me see if
I heard you at the beginning when I signed on, and then when I got sent away to the green room, ushered off to the green room, your mic went silent for some reason. I have no idea why.
Strange. Let me.
I hear Michael perfectly. I don't know if I should exit out or something, or
let me exit out and then I'll come back in. Hold on.
I can't hear him. You're gonna.
Michael, tell her what I just said.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. You can't hear what he's saying. He's gonna exit and return.
Okay.
So, how you doing now?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Did that fix it?
This is almost as good as playing music together. At least I get to speak to you.
I know.
Can you say something, Chris?
I'm apparently she's not able to.
I don't hear him, but
it
said his mic was off.
I just turned it off and turned it on. Everybody else can hear me okay?
Turned it on. Can everybody else hear Chris?
Yeah, let us know in the chat room if you can
anybody in the chat room, can you hear Chris?
Yeah, well, as soon as people let us know that they can hear me okay, then what we'll do, Ella, is that we'll have you sign off and then sign back on, and then hopefully that will fix everything. Yeah, everybody says they can hear me. Okay. Ella, go ahead and just let's move to the.
Do you want me to sign out?
She's asking. You want her to sign out?
Yeah, I can hear her fine.
Oh.
Let me remove her real quick.
I'm gonna remove you real quick.
And let's see if that fix anything.
No,
Nope.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna quit and just join back in and see if it does anything. Sorry, y'all. I don't know.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I jinxed it. It's my fault. Blame me.
I don't know. All right, I'll be back in a sec.
All right. Okay, she's gonna be back. We're gonna have her sign off. See, this is the thing. Every now and then, because of the fact that we do this show live without a net, you've heard us say it many times.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that you have these little technical issues, you work through it, and then you just come right back in. You know, everybody can hear us fine. So hopefully everything's okay. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Once she logs back in, I think it'll be good. I don't know. That was strange. I didn't do anything different, I don't think, but that's okay. Did you know that it was here she is. Let's see if she's
I got you.
All right,
You're here.
You're here. Okay, good. Nice.
You got us both now?
I got y'all. I don't know.
Okay, now we can get into it, man. Yeah.
All right. Okay, good. All right, so we'll start right here. Nobody will know anything happened. Obviously, with this long laundry list of things that you've accomplished and artists that you've played with. I really honestly not even completely sure where to even start, because your fingerprints are everywhere nowadays. Every time, as I said in the pre-show, every time that I dug deeper into past interviews and artists that you work with, I ended up uncovering more things that you've done. So why don't we start kind of at the beginning to kind of learn a little bit more about you, and how you got into music, what led you to guitar specifically, and we'll just start right there.
Wow. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
Of course.
You're so appreciative.
To talk funk, I never get to. Let me just start by saying I've done a fair amount of these, as I'm sure both of you have. I never get to talk funk, like just actual, like the music I love, that we love. It's always kind of,
we're going to fix that tonight.
More broad stuff. So just come on here and, I don't know, talk about the Ohio players or something. Is
absolutely.
Oh, well, let me just pause you right here. We got St. Paul Peterson in here saying, one of my fave guitar players out there. St. Paul Peterson's in the mix. All right. How you doing, Paul? All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Where did it start? Well, I guess it started with rhythm when I was in preschool. Michael Jackson. My family had, I think, Off the Wall on vinyl. And let's see, I was born in 81, so Thriller was out by then. So those two on vinyl. And I just remember being enamored by rhythm and the feel of the records and stuff like that. Remember, I had this little Michael Jackson book. I remember it was like a red book, a picture book or something, maybe a tour book. And I used to dance on the tables in preschool. And I guess I just connected with music that way. That was my first entrance into it, but it wasn't about guitar or anything, just movement, like it just made me move, and then, life progressed. My dad raised me on Black American music. So it was always Spinners playing and Detroit Emeralds and Love Unlimited Orchestra and Motown. And
it's a good foundation.
Yeah. And, I was a kid. So like there was a part of me that loved that music, that just felt like I know this music more than any other music. But then the 90s came and I became angsty and a grunge kid. And then I was like, turn that off, put on, Nirvana or something like that. But then I returned back to it. And so, I mean, that music and rhythm was always in the house, in the car, I'd say around 12 or 13, friends of mine started to get instruments, drum sets and guitars and basses and stuff like that. And I just started to kind of take note, like, oh, that looks fun, So I always had the love of music and rhythm, but I never touched an instrument. It was always, just kind of foreign to me. And my grandfather got me my first guitar, Matt Umanov in the Village in like 92. I still have the receipt, which is wild. And that became my obsession with music. And let me see where to go from there. So, I mean, at that point, I wasn't really playing funk or Motown or any of that stuff, just kind of grunge, because at the time I was playing guitar was, Nirvana and Sonic Youth. And the grunge scene had exploded,
right.
in 91, 92.
Yep.
So basically, just to kind of fast forward, developed a relationship with the instrument, mostly self-taught at that point, just kind of trying to figure some stuff out. And then I didn't really know what to do with my life. I got to the point where it was like time to go to college or figure out what's going on. And I was like, well, I guess I should probably just go to Berkeley, because I'm not going to do anything else in the world. I didn't get into Berkeley. I didn't even get a GED. I didn't even graduate high school. Berkeley was like, you need to go to community college, get a GED. So I did that, applied. They were like, no, you can't come in, which usually like, they were pretty lax about letting people in back then. But for whatever reason, I didn't get in at first. Went back to school again, brought my grades up some more, and finally got in. And I'd say the most important thing about my experience at school was meeting other students and getting hip to like quartet music, because you would just meet, kids from like North Carolina or something like that, you know, and so then I got hip to Mighty Clouds of Joy and Spanky.
Spanky Alford, yeah.
Who was my mentor, which I can get into that too. But that really happened from just meeting other students and just being exposed to just life-changing records and genres of music. That was the most powerful thing about going to school there. Don't get me wrong. I had a good mentor, a guitar player named Richie Hart. He used to play with Lonnie Smith, who, you know, played in the organ trio with Benson. Yeah. And Richie learned from Benson. So, you know, all that Chitlin circuit stuff. So, I mean, I did meet a good person there at school, but yeah, it was mostly just students and all that. And at that point, you know, all my love for Motown and all that stuff that I grew up on came back, like flooding back, you know, and I realized like, this is the music I want to play. This feels like home more than anything. And so that kind of led me to Spanky Alford. I had known Spanky first from like Raphael Sadiq and Tony House of Music record. And, you know,
D'Angelo and those guys.
I mean, D'Angelo, like kind of the more of the commercial stuff. I didn't really know his past with the gospel keynotes and the clouds and all the quartet stuff. I didn't really know the essence of where he was coming from. I knew him more kind of surface level. And then people would be like, oh, well, you need to, I mean, I'll never forget when I found Mighty Clouds of Joy live and direct on vinyl. And putting that on and like hearing them cover Love Train and, you know, I Came to Jesus, and I was like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I gotta find Spanky. I gotta find him. And back then there was no YouTube, there was no MySpace, there was, you know, that stuff didn't exist. I mean, the internet existed, but there wasn't these landing pages to find people like you can find people now.
Yeah.
And I remember just kind of scouring the internet, just trying to find anything on him. And I found that he was teaching at a local music store in Huntsville, Alabama. And I was like, no, that can't be the same Spanky. Like, no, he wouldn't be teaching at a local music store. Like, and I cold called the music store. I think it was called T. Shepherd's. And there was another one. There were two stores he used to teach at. And they're like, oh yeah, Spanky's here. He's giving a lesson. I was like, please, can I just, at some point, can you just tell him I'd love to just talk to him? So I spoke to him on the phone and I played my guitar for him. And I just told him how much he meant to me, you know? And we kind of would talk on and off for maybe 6 months or something. He'd call me, he'd have his guitar in his hand and just be blowing me away with chord solos. And he'd be playing Spinner's chord solos and Bobby Caldwell music and just anything that came to his mind. And the flow that he had connecting chords was just like left me speechless. And one day I was in the middle of finals. It was my first year at college. I'll never forget, he had just gotten back. I think he was recording that record Hard Groove with Roy Hargrove.
Yeah.
The RH Factor. He was an Electric Lady, if my memory serves me correctly. And it was right around the holiday. It was before Christmas. And he's like, hey, I got some time off. I know you're really serious about this. Why don't you come down to Huntsville? I'll find you a place to stay. Let's play some guitar for a while. And I mean, you know, getting that, it's like, imagine your favorite musician in the world being like, why don't you just come on down and let's play. I'll show you whatever you want. You know, I mean, like, sit with that thought. That was Spanky to me. If you're a pianist, that's Herbie to you or Philly Joe Jones or whoever, like, you know, there was nobody I would have rather sat with, you know?
Wow.
So I dropped out of school and it was in the middle of finals and I told my folks, cause they knew how hard I had tried to get into school. And I'm like, I'm going to Alabama to study with a guy named Spanky. And they were like, you're dropping out of school to go study with a guy named Spanky? Like, what the fuck? Because they didn't get it, you know?
That's awesome.
And so I flew to Nashville. He picked me up in Nashville and we drove back to Huntsville. He got me a cheap rate at a Motel 8 or something. and we played guitar for like a week straight, just hours every day, listening to music together, just talking about music, him showing me things. Oddly enough, I was showing him some things, which was a shock, but which goes to show like how he was still a student of music that just wanted to learn and didn't have that, like, I've done this, so can't nobody show me nothing, you know?
No, yeah, all the masters stay students their whole lives. Yeah.
Totally.
Spanky Alford, Jillology.
Yep.
She's asking who? Spanky who?
So, and also, I know you see these questions and stuff like the electric vibe and stuff that are on the side. If you feel like answering them, that's fine. I normally will star them so we can take a Q&A session at the end, so we can kind of, you know, stay on a wave. But if you see something you really would like to answer at the moment, please feel free.
I hadn't even looked, but
there you go. Yeah, it's all good.
I'll try and condense the story, which is essentially just that he gave me a gift by going down there. He taught me musical generosity. He quite literally taught me how he got around on guitar. I'm atheist, but he anointed my hands with Crisco oil for my church. True story. Yeah. And he quite literally changed my life. Point blank, he changed I'm a different person after having met him. And I think about him every day. You know, nobody has ever done anything that generous for me like that. And a part of whatever I do online with my page is a kind of a tribute to Spanky. I mean, it's a lot of things that I do with my page and why I do it, but kind of giving back what he gave me, teaching things that he taught me and all that. So that's my Spanky story.
Oh, that's worth
the price of admission right there.
Yeah. And see, the interesting thing that I find out about, I think about that was because, you know, I was thinking about how your playing style and how you don't really, we saw that comment.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to clear it up. I got you.
Yeah. But one of the things that I was thinking about, because it kind of led me down a little bit of a thought process. We frequently go down rabbit holes here. And I wanted to kind of ask you about this because one of my favorite guitarists on the planet is Jamie West-Orm of The Fix.
I am not, but continue.
Well, he's one of these guys that kind of creates these otherworldly auras and textures. And it's really, really rare to kind of hear a guitarist who's just so comfortable just absorbing what's going on around them with the music and just kind of how they can add their flavor to the music, which is what you tend to do, which is why a lot of artists gravitate towards you. And they don't, they're not these guys that really need a whole bunch of spotlight. And I know that you actually have a lot of Johnny Marr stories. So we're actually, so we're going to talk about that for sure, because, for those who don't know who Johnny Marr is, he is the guitarist with the Smiths, and Johnny and Jamie are like the same ilk of guitar player. Johnny's guitar, I think of like some of the stuff that he's done, like Flies on the Windshield and How Soon Is Now, and some of the old, classics that were really, really prevalent. But this is a two-part question. First, what are some lesser known guitarists? I know you mentioned Spanky, but outside of that you're like, man, I really wish that more people knew about, whoever that person is. And how do you even listen for that type of playing style? I mean, where a supporting role guitarist might be so nestled in the background, but at the same time, it's front and center in your mind. So who's our guitarist that you can think of that is just like way underappreciated?
Michael knows who I'm about to say. Jeff Lee Johnson.
Well, see, come on now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yep.
Go hit me right in my bread basket.
And the record you guys did with Sonny T. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people like that, but I guess I'm not even seeking stuff out sometimes. Sometimes it just hits you and you go, what is this? Who is that? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I can't even remember where I first heard Jeff Lee. I don't know if it might have been somebody at school just being like, you need to check him out. Check out this, Rochelle Farrell record. Check out this I don't remember. I remember when I was in college, the George Duke record came out, Face the Music. Little John was on drums, that he played on, and then just going down the rabbit hole of buying every record he ever did. And, you know, I tend to like guitar players that kind of have a gumbo of a lot of different things. And when Jeff Lee, it's like, well, yeah, it's Black American music and it's the blues, but like all the country bends and pedal steel stuff, and then just like the outer space Sun Ra. Like I hate making comparisons, and I just made a post today about comparisons, but so I'm putting my foot in my mouth here. But just these otherworldly things that you kind of just can't put your finger on. They just straddle. I guess the best way to say it is, rather than trying to point to different genres, like he is just music, the expansiveness of music. He's just everything, the same way that Spanky is, even though I can point to influences. Another one that people kind of always scratch their head about, like Jeff Buckley, which most people think of as like a pretty white boy, you know, who can sing his ass off, but his guitar playing, you know, I love, and is just full artistry. I tend to like guitar players that don't embody this machismo, like look at what I can do kind of thing.
Right.
And more the guitar players that are just like, I'm just playing my feelings, and I just want to, I don't even know if it's like, I just want to make you feel something, but they do, you know? And so for me, Johnny Marr's like another one of those kind of like working class guitar hero. I actually wrote a song after him called Working Class Guitar Hero, but just, you know, writing great music, the parts kind of become the iconic sort of guitar hero thing, just the melodicism and stuff like that. I just tend to like, the craftsmanship of guitar as opposed to the look what I can do, which is why I love Michael's playing, you know, and Bernard Purdie and Questlove and Gaylord Birch and just all the people that, you know, I use this analogy a lot, but like, it's like if I can relate it to a car, it's like you could go 500 miles an hour if you wanted to, but you go 30 miles an hour with the windows down because you don't need to. And you're just and Michael's like that to me, and you know, and other musicians. So I adore guitar players like that you know, they're just this powerful beast, but they don't have anything to prove. It's like, y'all know me, just
Jeff was so understated. I mean, he hardly moved at all on stage. Like just to do that little sidestep with D'Angelo, it was like, okay, all right, man. Him and Pino back there stepping. I was like, that's the most I've ever seen him move in my life.
How engaged he was on that gig. You know, I wonder if he enjoyed it or if it was just kind of like,
you know, I never really asked him because he didn't really speak to me, at least in those kinds of terms where music was concerned. He was always just trying to play the best possible thing. And I mean, because we got so close, he would come up to town sometimes for a week, and he'd sit in with Dr. Mambo's Combo, this band that I was playing in downtown. He'd come, he'd sit in with us. I'd book a couple of studio sessions, and sometimes they weren't with the best, you know, writers or players. And I'd say, hey, man, if you want to earn, I'm doing this thing. They want you, you know, and he'd be, no, it's cool, man. And, you know, I remember apologizing. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. It's kind of, you know, he's like, what? Why are you apologizing? It's cool, man. It's music. Yeah. Like he taught me not to be such a snob, you know, in certain ways. It was like, I'm like, if this guy is happy to just, you know, be along for the ride, like, I'm going to stop complaining right now. Yeah. I'm just going to be thankful for the work and thankful for the ability to express myself, and that people actually, you know, appreciate what it is I'm doing. Like, he had a very mature appreciation for what it was he was doing. It was just,
Yeah, I got to meet him once. Soft-spoken cat, from what I remember. I mean, I wish I got to spend more time. I remember I was playing with Erykah Badu, and we were playing, I think it was North Sea, and he was over there with George Duke, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be Jeff. Oh my God. I walked off stage and, you one of my, I mean, I probably just fangirled out or whatever. And
it's all right. I mean, it's I heard Jeff Beck kind of fanned out over Jeff Lee one time. So, I mean,
he's everybody, Jubu loves him. Sharky loves him.
He's everybody's favorite guitar player you never heard of. You're right. Yeah. Jesse, I heard from somebody else who was at the rehearsal, they asked Jeff to come up on the train to New York from Philly to show Jesse Johnson like the book when Jesse joined the band.
Oh shit! Okay,
and so,
I'm friends with Jesse. Yeah.
Okay, so what I heard happened was, Jeff starts playing, showing him what's going on, and Jesse was like, "Why aren't y'all just taking this dude? Like, what? What am I gonna play that he's not already? Yeah. That's incredible.
Did I answer the question at all? Sorry.
And you probably did. Somewhere in there. Well, see, that's okay. That's what we do.
I'm here to listen mostly, but I have a tendency of getting excited and talking over the guests, so I'm trying to be respectful.
No, it's fine. That's what we do here. We do. I already warned you, Ella, that we do rabbit holes, and it's all about sharing stories that kind of spark memories and just kind of help us kind of understand your journey. I mean, one of the things I found interesting too, I saw that you had your own line of guitar strings, inverted guitar strings, and you're a right-handed player, right?
I am, yeah.
Why do you invert your strings?
Interesting stories. So one of my favorite guitar players, who's also an unsung hero, guy in Boston named Jeffrey Lockhart. He plays upside down. Just takes a Strat, flips it upside down, takes a righty guitar, flips upside down, plays lefty. Way back in the day, I think he was Brian McKnight's MD in the early 90s or something. And Jeff he teaches at Berklee College of Music now, but a lot of us came up under him in that we all kind of cut our teeth at this place in Boston called Wally's Jazz Cafe, and Jeff was like the house guitar player there years before. And, we were all kind of developing our sound, and we all just idolized him. And I'll go on record and say that Jeff Lockhart's the funkiest guitar player I've ever heard in my life.
All right.
Period. I love Prince. Some people think I'm funky. Cool. Thank you. But Jeffrey Lockhart, sorry. He's just got a sound and a feel that I've never heard. And because he plays upside down, the way he kind of hits the strings had this just particular sound. And it's always how I heard music, because I love the sound of like when a DJ scratches and it's like that diff. And you can't get that sound on guitar when you hit the low strings to the high. But if you hit high going to low, it approximates that sound. Because I play rhythm and I play so much, in between stuff. I don't know. It's kind of like maybe just sort of getting a ghost note thing together that feels good, but that you have to do it that way. Or, maybe a weird analogy, but something like that.
You get better leverage on the low strings though when you turn it over.
Yeah.
So I think
Sonny T plays upside down too.
That's right. Well, and I also, nobody knows that except for my very close friends, but Sonny and I both play upside down and left hand.
Okay. So you get all the stuff that you're normally going to play close, and with the instruction of your fingers, it's easier to mute and all this. Because when you think about it, when you're playing standard tuning with the low strings here and the high strings here, most of your action is on the high strings. But this part of your finger has to do the muting, and there's not a lot here, just flesh. But up here, you have so much more control. You have better ways to mute. So to regroup, it started from just hearing Jeffrey play and hearing that in my head. And I took a few lessons with him years ago. And I was like, man, I think I want to try and play upside down. Just give it a shot, just for fun. And so proof of concept, I just bought a guitar on Amazon, like a $200 guitar, flipped it upside down, started playing. Can I swear?
Yeah, absolutely.
You've already said a couple of things.
Yes, it's fine. Yeah, it's all good.
And I was just like, oh, fuck. Like, just that realization of like, this is how I'm supposed to play guitar, but I'm 40 some odd years old at the time. I have a career. I can't start from the beginning, but I was like, I'm just going to kind of go for it. And then my friend Blake Mills heard me play just a bunch of videos on Instagram. I think I was just kind of playing some James Brown stuff, just upside down. And he's like, you sound great playing upside down like that. Like it really suits you. Have you ever tried this tuning called inverted tuning? I was like, no, what's that? And he explained it. He got the tuning from this guy named Chris Weissman, who coincidentally lives like maybe 45 minutes from my house. And I live in the mountains. I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. So I tried this thing out, and what it allowed me to do was have familiarity with the tuning. Like it felt similar to standard tuning. Standard tuning, low to high, is E-A-D-G-B-E. Inverted tuning is E-A-D-G-B-E also, but it's high to low, not low to high. I know that's mindfuck.
What? Oh, wow.
Right. So if you took a guitar, E-A-D-G-B-E, right? And you flipped it upside down, well, now your pitches are E, B, G, D, A, E.
Right.
But I do E, A, not E, B.
Oh, wow. I got it now. Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like upside down, inside out. So, but what it does is it takes the voicings and it recolorizes them. So for instance, you play a Hendrix tuning in standard tuning and you go, or a Hendrix voicing in standard tune, and you go, oh, okay, cool. That's the Purple Haze chord, right? Okay. You play it on inverted tuning and it's almost as if Bill Evans is playing the voicing now, or Keith Jarrett, where it's like, okay, I know that's a dominant chord, but it's rearranged in a way that's different. And that's what the tuning does, is it like recolors it. I know it's a mindfuck.
I have to try it to understand it.
Yeah, but does it affect, I mean, obviously structuring the chords on the neck, how much does that part change? I mean, as far as
the simplest way to explain it is things like triads, like very simple kind of chords and stuff like that. It sounds the same. Like I play a bar chord in inverted and I play a bar chord in standard. You can't tell me which tuning I'm playing. It sounds exactly the same.
All right.
But as soon as you start putting color notes, 7s, 9s, 11s, 13s, all the leaves on the tree, then it gets all crazy and inverted. And it is sort of like, yeah, these different colors that you're not used to hearing. So it's not like relearning the instrument, like taking a lefty guitar and flipping it upside down. That's like completely relearning the instrument. Inverted is kind of like you're halfway relearning the instrument, I guess.
Have you done a tutorial on this on Instagram?
Yeah. If you go onto my Instagram, and I have a Patreon page where I teach, there's tons of tutorials on it, demonstrating it. And so I just started using this tuning, playing this way for a while. And then Charlie Hunter and I became friends, and he wanted to do a record with me. And he was like, you got to do the record on inverted tuning, because he plays hybrid, which is crazy and is his own thing. And he's like, you got to do that, and I was a little, go ahead.
Nope, that record.
I was a little apprehensive because it's like, Charlie's a master on his instrument. I'm nice on inverted tuning, but I'm not proficient in it. It'd be like speaking a second language. I have an accent on it, and so we did that record together, and I'm on inverted tuning. Can you play any of that stuff on here, or is that, or not really?
I could, but YouTube would start kicking us off. So we can probably do it on the edited version, but we can probably layer some music over on the edited version. Okay. But
yeah.
We don't want to drop people to get kicked off.
Got it. No worries. So we did this record together, and the way that our two instruments are sort of tuned, we kind of overlap each other, almost like if you were to think about like the orchestra of like the lowest note to the highest note or something, that we kind of fill in all these gaps with the tuning and all that stuff. So we we have like a nice kind of sound together with it.
No, it's a great sounding record. I mean, right away I was like, I should be gigging with you guys. I was like,
yeah,
I should be the drummer when you take this on the road.
we haven't even played, you know, more on that later, but yeah,
I got it. And then
yeah.
So, and I got out of Charlie's face because of all that happened. So,
what happened?
No, just with the passing of D'Angelo and everything, I was just like, I need to back up and just let this dude. I don't know how tight he was with him, but I stopped kind of putting pressure on him.
Not at all. He was owed money. No, not at all.
All right, good to know.
Yeah,
I'll get back to Charlie next week.
Yeah, because you never know with, I mean, so many artists, because you were mentioning that Jesse Johnson is a friend of yours. He's been on the show a few times. We're blessed enough to have him here. And I know that he had a really rough time with.
Yeah, just to clarify with the D'Angelo thing, Charlie has profound admiration for D.
Oh, absolutely.
But for Charlie, Voodoo was, you know, like a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of his life. And then he went back out on the road when he was signed to Blue Note. And he didn't at the time understand what was happening, like how that would have done a thing. So for him, it was just a session that he did, you know, but he happened to play on a ton of the fucking songs. And so, you know, he has profound respect for D, but they weren't like close. I know D had called him to try and get him to do the Voodoo tour. But yeah, I mean, they didn't have like a friendship where they kept in touch over the years. So that's all I wanted to say. I didn't want to put anything out there that there was bad blood or anything.
Oh, no.
I do know that Charlie was trying to get some publishing stuff together that was owed to him, which is kind of a story most of us have for.
Yes,
Hello.
We do.
Yeah.
So anyway,
and you two know each other previously, obviously before this interview. How did you two meet? Michael Bland and
me and Ella?
Yeah.
I'll tell you literally what happened. I just stumbled across one of her videos on Instagram, and I was like, "Who's this?" And I went for a couple days of just looking through clips. I was like, "Who is this?" And then I finally just reached out. I didn't even really know about the Silk Sonic thing at the time. I was just like, "Where's a white woman learn how to play like this?" Like it kind of made me mad for a minute. Like, how come I haven't heard of her? And then I started to notice, like, many people that I knew were liking your clips. Like even local musicians from Minneapolis, not just Jesse, like my friends. Nobody told me a thing. And I just got more upset. And then I finally just kind of, I'm like, they're trying to keep us apart.
I was bugging out when you found me. I remember I was in New York. I was doing this record at Electric Garden. And it was for this Brazilian artist. And I remember you called and I'm like, man, I want to talk to you. But like, I'm in these, I remember calling you on the break and yeah, you were giving me my flowers. And I'm like, no, I need to give you your flowers. And it was just a mutual admiration society.
Yeah, spontaneous. She could have thought it was just some creep and kept moving. But yeah, I get like that, man. When I hear it, I just want to get closer to it. It's music is like that for me. I just get drawn in. Like, who's making that sound? And it was her.
Thank you.
Well, and on the Instagram side of things, you've been very, very successful on that. You've garnered the attention of a lot of different people. Who was the first major artist that reached out or that communicated with you as a result of some of the stuff that you're doing on Instagram? The first person you were like, oh my God.
I mean, there's been a lot, Slash follows me and
I know Lenny follows you too.
Yeah, Lenny.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, okay, great.
Yeah.
We've lost her forever.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny Marr, I think, in my eyes, Charlie Hunter was the first where it was like, I also, I'm not name dropping. I mean, a lot of these people were my friends, like Questlove and stuff. I'm friends with a lot of these people. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know this, and maybe I'll save it for another time. Like, I've been a touring, working musician since 2005. So a lot of people don't know that because I don't tour a lot anymore. So they just see some Instagram guitar chick with a bunch of famous people that follow her, not realizing like I've paid my dues and lived out of a suitcase for 10 years, touring the world and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these people were just plain my friends, you know what I mean? But in terms of like people who didn't know who I was that started finding me on Instagram, I'll tell you the Johnny Marr story, which is really funny. There's this cat I love named Jerome Smith who played on a lot of those records with Little Beaver in Miami. What was that? TKO label or something like that. But he played for KC and the Sunshine Band. He was the guitar player. And, you know, he's funky as hell. Again, I hate making comparisons, but you could say him and Nile Rodgers. Jerome Smith and Nile Rodgers are cut from the same cloth in terms of playing bigger chord voicings and really, you know, chunking. And so I did a lesson on him, and I got a message from Johnny Marr, like, you know, Jerome Smith is one of my favorite guitar players. And, you know, so I know Johnny of the Smiths. I'm thinking, who the fuck is this? Like, that's not Johnny Marr. Like, somebody's fucking with me, you know, because that's such a deep cut.
Yeah.
And I got excited when I saw his name, and I was like, ah, shit, you know, because there's so many fake profiles. And then I looked and I'm like, oh shit, that's really him. And I was like, oh shit, you know, and we just became like just really good friends. He's just been a mentor. You know, he's just got amazing musical. I mean, aside from him being a goddamn fucking legend that's changed the sound of music, especially in the UK with Oasis wouldn't exist without the Smiths and so many bands, you know. But he's just like a mate, you know. We just talk music and life, and he's somebody I'm just really close with and respect a lot, and that was cool. Other people, kind of, it's a little more surface level, you know, like, you know, we might respect each other. I don't know them that well. Like Johnny, I consider, you know, like a good friend. So that was really cool. Lenny,
and that's impressive because Johnny's a little bit of a recluse. He doesn't like to he doesn't really open up a lot to people, and he's, you know, he just has that character. So yeah, that relationship that you have, that's worth holding on to because he's
a sweet guy. He sent me his signature guitar, and that like just continues to blow me away. And he's listened to music and given great advice. And, you know, kind of a funny anecdote. I was in Memphis making my last record. I had rented Jeff Buckley's old house, and I was making a record on a 4-track, and I didn't really have a context of what I was doing. I was just kind of creating. And I sent him some roughs of just like, hey, you want to check any of this stuff out? And he was like, oh, Ella made an art rock record. And I was like, I did. And he started sending me some of his friends from like the 80s, like just, you know, oh, check out Garlands by Cocteau Twins and all this stuff. I wasn't really aware of that music. I wasn't really, at that time, I wasn't aware of a lot of post-punk.
I was going to ask if you were influenced by the Cocteau Twins, because a lot of the tones I hear on the new record, I'm like,
now
wow.
And I've gotten to speak to Robin Guthrie, but no, it was
incredible.
It was a later influence. I mean, I knew the music in my youth. I knew the Smiths in my youth, but it wasn't I'm sitting down and approximating it. It was more just I like this music. I'm not trying to pick it apart.
Sure.
So I'd known some of the music for sure. But I had this song on my new record, and at the time the title was called It's Never Too Late to Start Over. And it was just kind of this kind of fuzz guitar vamp thing, and I had put some, I guess, kind of Robin Guthrie kind of floaty, cloudy chords, and that was it, you know. And he just gave me the best advice. He was just like, this should be twice as long. Just restart it, add some drums to it. And he goes, so in the song, I say, you know, it's never too late to start over. But at the very end of the song, I say, your life is waiting for you. And he goes, and I reckon your life is waiting for you is a much better title. And it was just like 3 sentences, and that was it. And I mean, I should give him production credit. It's the best song on the record that everyone connects with. And it's because of his just kind of very succinct, like, oh, I know exactly what it needs. And I went into the studio. I didn't play anything to a click track. Everything was just live.
Mhm.
So I grabbed, I used a Maestro Rhythm King for the kick because I was thinking Sly, and I laid a kick down, and then I grabbed an LM1, thinking of Prince, and detuned, I guess it was kind of more Tears for Fears or something, and detuned the shit out of the snare, put that down, and then went in and played some live hats, kind of more like a Dilla feel. And it just became its own thing, but it was just because of his advice, and when he was like, "Your Life is Waiting for You" is a much better title, I was like, man, that kind of sounds like a Smith's song title,
Yeah.
when you think about it. And so he's just been that kind of figure in my life that's just supportive and cool and encouraging. And I feel like I've grown so much as a musician, just kind of knowing him and being exposed to different records that were foreign to me. Water break.
That's all right, because we're going to probably send you on another little tangent, because I really want to hear a little bit more of the background story of how you got involved with Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak with Silk Sonic and that whole vibe, because this got you a Grammy here, which is pretty friggin' awesome. And that's an amazing song as well. Leave the Door Open.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So let's we can start here, but I know your story starts before this.
We're riffing. Cool.
Yeah. Let's talk about this, because this is amazing to me.
It's kind of an interesting story. And probably one your listeners, I don't know if they want to hear it, but it's the truth. So I had quit playing guitar for 5 years. I had left Los Angeles in 2014. I was just tired of being on the road. I had said yes to way too many things that I didn't connect with. And I was just feeling depleted. I didn't want to quit music. I wanted to have a career in music, but I was just burnt out. I didn't want to even look at my guitar. So I quit playing. I became an orchestrator. I moved to the Berkshires, where I live now. I was just in my house with the fire roaring and my cat hanging out on the carpet and just orchestrating. 5 years of literally not playing guitar. I mean, I gave my friend all of my instruments to just keep at his studio to use. I was like, I don't even want to see these things. Bruno calls me, and I haven't been playing. And so to rewind a little bit, I had met Bruno through my friend Charles, who's Bruno's engineer. And Charles had been talking to Bruno about me for years, just all of the different things I was doing and things I was figuring. Oh, Ella's on the road with the Funk Brothers now. Oh, Ella found out this fuzz pedal was used on this record, or, just these kind of discoveries that I've been kind of, discovering, for lack of a better word. So he had known of me. We never worked together. And he cold called me or texted me. I don't even remember. And he was kind of just asking for advice. What kind of gear should I get? This is kind of where my head's at. I'm listening to, this Bootsy record. I'm trying to remember the references at the time. So it started with gear and just, oh, well, you're listening to this. Oh, do you know about this Creative Source record, Migration? Oh, you're listening to that. Oh, do you know about this record? So it started with just kind of exchanging records, just talking about records and tones, and, told him to go get a Maestro fuzz tone. That bass he's holding is because of me. I told him, the Pino Palladino bass. He got that long before Silk Sonic, but, I had one of those basses because Pino's a friend of mine. And, so it started that way. There was no discussion of, can you play on my record or any of that stuff. It was just talking about music. It obviously crossed my mind of like, am I going to get the call? But I just knew I don't want to ask, just like in relation, like I don't want to ask someone to want to date me, or like, I just want somebody to want me on their record. So after a month or two of just talking music and gear and stuff like that, he had sent me a track, which I don't remember if it was Leave the Door Open. I wish I could remember, but it was one of the tracks.
Love's Train?
No, I think that was later. funny story on that one too. So remind me. But whatever one it was, he's like, yeah, well, what would you play on this? I was like, well, I might do this and I might do that, but I'm not sure. I'd have to get into it. I said, well, why don't you just play on it? You want to play on it? I said, well, yeah, sure. And I was psyched, and I hung up the phone, and then I was like, oh, I haven't played guitar in 5 years, and I don't even have an interface. Like I don't even have any, oh shit, like, a very unique situation to be in. And so I got my gear back and I did the thing. I wasn't going to tell him that, but this music was like home for me, it'd be like growing up in church or something, So I was like, I know what to do, I was a little rusty, to be perfectly honest with you. I cut the stuff at home. And it was also kind of a challenge because he didn't really send music out to people. Oh, so by the way, this was during the pandemic. I should have said that. So, there was no me flying to LA or anything. I cut the stuff at home, but he wasn't like sending people full tracks. So like when I got Leave the Door Open, there were no drums on it. I didn't even know how the drums went, and so it was kind of a challenge. There was stuff I played on that didn't have vocals. And, for me, as I know you get this, Michael, like the vocals are everything.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm just like, well, I know I'm not going to overplay and I'll react to what I'm hearing, but man, I wish I could hear the melody and not voice my note that's going to step on his melody or whatever. But he wasn't comfortable sending that stuff out, so I would get kind of incomplete tracks. Like I'd get full tracks, but they were almost like more karaoke versions because he didn't want to give me the full picture because he was afraid stuff would get leaked or whatever. So I played on like 4 or 5 things. And what was funny is he didn't tell me it was Silk Sonic. I had no idea. I had no idea what this project was. I knew that he was clearly being influenced by, like, to me at least, to him it might be the Isley Brothers or Bootsy. To me it was like Philly soul,
That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
soul, period. So we just kind of went back and forth, and there were other songs where I was really involved in, where there was tons of back and forth, and there were other songs where, I'd put down the most minuscule part, but that's what the song needed, Love's Train came about after the record came out, I believe. And just a funny story on that. Leave the Door Open comes out as a single and it pops up on my YouTube. I'm listening. I don't even realize that's the song I played on. And then I'm like, oh my God, this is the song I played on. It's called Silk Sonic. Anderson .Paak's in it? Like I had no idea. So I'm watching in real time, like I'm not even on the thing, So the record came out, and then I don't know what it was. I don't know if he just got the idea, like he wanted to do a cover of Confunction's Love Train for Valentine's Day, but that's when it came out. So the funny story is that, well, it's not funny, but it's funny. I shattered my ankle and I couldn't walk for like 4 months. So he called me to play on this song. And, I got my leg up in a boot and I got a scooter and I had to play wah-wah on the song. And I couldn't do it with my left, foot. I tried, and my mom was taking care of me. So my mom should have got wah-wah credit because my mom operated the wah-wah, and I told her how the rhythm had to go.
Okay.
So shout out to Ma Dukes.
Yeah, you have to have rhythm to play wah-wah, man.
I told her, I was like, you got to do this and move like that, and so a lot of stuff I just cut with I had a boot on with my leg. Sorry, I look like I'm giving a Nazi salute, and I just had my leg up like like this, and cut the thing, and it was cool. I'm proud of how that one came out. Even though it's a cover, I feel like I did my thing on it and didn't just play the part, verbatim.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, Michael, I'm sure you'll get this. Like, we get called to play on things, and it's cool. You go in and you're there to help people, but it's always nice when you're on something, when you're like, I know I deserve to be on this record. Like, I know I'm such a good fit. Like, what I do really makes sense in this music. Versus maybe you play for Prince. Can you play on my record?
Right.
Kind of like, so it just felt good. I'm like, I know I belong inside this music. I know what to do. I know what stuff needs more than most guitar players. So it just felt good to be included in it.
Yeah, definitely.
Congratulations on the Grammy, by the way. That's just,
oh, thanks. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That's really, really awesome. And I guess the next thing that there's a little bit of a piece in between where you're playing with Queen Latifah. Because I wore the shirt in honor of your appearance. Huge Erykah Badu fan. So I really wanted to dig into that part of the story. Because I can't even get enough of her. It's like nonstop listening to her on rotation all the time.
Cool.
But yeah, how did you get from Queen Latifah? This is
it's 2005. I think that's like
what the Sugar Water Festival, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And then so tell a little bit about this story about how you get involved with Queen Latifah and then migrated over to Erykah Badu.
Yeah. So the Queen Latifah tour was 2005. Ricky Minor was the musical director.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
And that was my first break. Ricky Minor gave me my first break in the industry. So thank you, Ricky.
Awesome. Yeah.
And that tour, I mean, we're all on tour together. Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, I was playing with Latifah, but obviously a massive Erykah fan because loving Maxwell and D'Angelo and Common and anything and everything Soulquarian and Jay Dilla and
there you go.
Roots and blah blah blah. So Erykah's like queen. So after Latifah would play, I mean, every night I'd be like a fangirl just on the side, just watching Erykah's set. They didn't have a guitar player, And what I loved about Erykah's music, especially with the band at that time, there was just so much space in the music and stuff would just kind of float and they just did not, and it wasn't rooted in like, even though, some of the cats are church musicians, it wasn't that like gospel chops kind of thing. It was like a whole different thing. It felt like just like a spell. There was just so much space and feel and color, just padded core. I mean, y'all know the records, Badu was stuff. So, I mean, I was like, man, I want to play this music more than anything. And at some point in time, her musical director was like, yeah, she thinks you're nice on guitar. She wants to try you out. So the first gig that I ever did with them, this is kind of a funny story, was this series VH1 was doing called Soul Stage. And they had Raphael Sadiq and
I saw Common on there.
Common,
and,
Q-Tip.
I think, Q-Tip, right.
Q-Tip was on there, a bunch of people.
Was that the one that got that famous clip where she's playing Annie Don't Wear No Panties, that song and that show?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That show was, oh my God, that was fire.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a cool show.
First show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were in Nigeria. They were doing some gig. I had never played with them. I had never rehearsed with them. I wasn't given a set list or anything. It was just like, listen to the records. So I just listened to the records. And, but we just got on stage in front of a fucking television crew. That's my first gig, like no rehearsal, nothing, no set list, And that song, Annie wears,
Don't Wear No Panties. Yeah.
Don't Wear No Panties. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Having a senior grandma moment. I had never heard that song in my life. So
neither have I, yeah.
Started. I don't even know what key we're in. If they had the camera on me, I picked up my guitar. Oh, C. Okay, cool. And just, the saying, get in where you fit in. And I just fit into something. And it's funny because people love that performance. I get asked about that a lot. I'm like, that is 1,000,000% improvised. I don't know. I never heard the song in my life.
Well, it proves your
I'm having to
instincts.
look- Yeah.
It's proof of your instincts, really.
Thank
know?
you. But the
Yeah.
stops, all that, because, you know, she just, you know, there's so many like DJ breaks. I mean, you
Sure.
gotta be on and paying attention. And that was my first gig ever. And they were like, you're in. You know? And a kind of a funny story on that too was when I got on stage, they had me set up towards sort of kind of like what would have been behind her. And, you know, these shows were definitely like they were going for like a look, you know, soul stage, like, you know, Black power, just, you know, liberated Black folk and good. We need more of that. But so they were like, you should, because I was the only white person in the band. They were like, you should, the producers, like, you know, if you move over here, you're going to get way more camera time. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Just tell me where to go. On that VH1 Soul stage, I'm in like 3 frames in 45 minutes. Like literally, like you don't see me ever. And that was the like, get the fucking, get white.
You got marginalized is what happened. Right. They pushed you out.
Good.
That's,
More people.
that's whack, man.
Yeah. More white folks need to fucking feel oppressed. Or be a lot better.
You shouldn't have to take the brunt of that, though.
But you know, so I mean, I think it's hilarious. You know, people say, I don't see you. I go, well, you can feel me, right? You hear me.
Right.
They're like, yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, that was just kind of funny that they were kind of like, yeah, you'll get way more time over here, you know.
That's so weak.
So that was my first.
It happens all the time. Let Ella and I just.
See, I'm not white, so I don't know.
I'm not speaking.
I don't know the struggle.
We've had this happen. Michael.
Yes.
On video. I'm not going to talk about the guest that we had a guest on that good clips, and I was cut out. it looked like it just me and Michael, like I wasn't even there.
He was just like my brother. Like,
kind of. Well, he did it in the cut because he was just totally out of the clip.
I was just like, what just happened?
Wow.
Yeah, but it's I find it interesting. I located Annie Don't Wear No Panties because I actually I didn't even I created like this little trippy video for it, and actually it's on the Facebook page, facebook.com/Funkatopia. But here is a piece of it for those who have never heard this song. Let's see this.
And here's that funk. Annie, don't wear no panties. Annie, don't wear no panties. Ow, so you can say, Annie, don't wear no panties. It's a good thing Santa Claus didn't bring a lot of socks and drawers. Come on, say the Annie, don't wear no panties. Annie, don't wear no panties. Hey, you say it with me, say it. Don't wear no panties. Saw in the bathroom stall was there when she took them all. Come on, over Annie. Don't wear no panties. Annie, don't wear no panties. Hey, sticky with the day. Don't wear no panties. They was laying on the bathroom floor. They was filled with the Holy Ghost. Come on, baby.
Okay.
Chris Dave on drums. Braylon Lacey on bass.
Damn it.
R.C. Williams on keys. Rashad Ringo Smith, legendary producer on MPC. I think K-Lock on percussion. Dwayne Kerr on flute. Gosh, I'm trying to figure out who was on background vocals.
Man, I mean, a lot of people don't. First off, that song has never been officially released. That's one of the reasons why I was able to play a little bit of an extended clip without worrying about people being cut off.
You know what's funny? I think the first recorded version of that is with Wendy Melvoin on guitar. So Erykah had a band called Edith Funker, Doyle Bramall, Wendy Melvoin, maybe Lisa on keys.
Wait, what now? Holy shit.
Mike Elizondo on bass, Questlove on drums, Edith Funker.
What?
And I think that there was some documentary that came out and they did something for it.
Okay.
I had never heard the music, but I just know that, they had done something, and I don't know if that song had come from a jam session. That song for me was fun because I would treat it like a remix. Anytime she would call it out, I'd play something completely different. Sometimes I'd play like a obscure JB's riff or Ohio Players riff, or just like I did on that, just improvise. And,
wow.
That was a fun one for me. Yeah.
I'm just, just being first off, again, I can't say enough how much of an Erykah fan I am. I think everybody here,
yeah, she
just
loves funk and she knows fucking records.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You got to understand, like, she knows music. She's not just some like dainty, singer and I need someone to make a beat for me. Like, she knows music, like deep, she's a record digger. She knows her shit, like, for real.
Oh yeah.
Same with Q-Tip, and Pete Rock dig through records. Erykah knows music like that. 45s, all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think I actually did have a question for you in regards to Erykah, because I thought I heard you mention in a previous interview that I was listening to that you were, or maybe it was one that I read, that you were working with Erykah on a new album. And this interview wasn't that old, but I was curious if that was the one that she's working on with The Alchemist, or is this material something different?
Yeah, no, I cut some guitars for her. No idea if they'll make the song. You know how it goes. I mean, I loaded her up with a damn symphony of different ideas. I don't know if it made the final cut or not. Don't know. I don't even know when that record's coming out, but I did work on it. Yeah.
Oh, so it's not. So this is actually something that is part of this Alchemist project, as far as you're aware.
As far as I'm aware, yeah, that it's their collaboration record.
That's Abby and Alan or something like that. Abby and Alan, I think.
I think so. I mean, the same way with Bruno not telling me it's Silk Sonic, like, right. I think I don't know.
Yeah, that happens every now and then.
Yeah.
I do actually have a clip of you playing with Erykah. If we want to watch that, I actually stole it off your Instagram, so apologies. But here, let's check it out. I just had this. Right. It's
That's just spanky influence all day,
Sure.
Listening to him play with the Clouds and Canton Spirituals and gospel keynotes and church, black church.
Yeah.
And there's so much lore around Erykah. I mean, a lot. I mean, spiritually and professionally, obviously. For instance, people talking about how she's always notoriously late. Well, I can say that too, having seen her multiple times in concert, and like you're waiting.
No comment on that. No fucking comment.
Okay. Yeah. Well, What's the show with the show where they talk about your genealogy? What's his Gates or the show? It's a show where they dig into like stars genealogy.
Oh, you're talking about what's his name on public television? You're talking about
it's a Gates.
Henry Louis Gates.
Erykah was on that show. Erykah was on there, and he actually dug her heritage back into Africa. And they said one of the things about this tribe in Africa is that they're always notoriously late. And Erykah was like, "That's it. That's what it is."
Well, Erykah, her famous quote is, "Time is for white people." I mean, if you want to hear some funny Erykah, like being stories, I'm happy to tell some.
Oh, please, absolutely.
Please. Yes, you don't have to ask us twice.
Sorry, Erykah, I love you, but I remember one time, like I had never been booed in my life until I started playing with her, and she would just, she'd come on late because she's not ready. She comes on when she's ready.
Yep.
Period. But we did this run tour, and people would, in Europe, they don't boo. They like whistle, or in France, they whistle. I didn't know that. We thought they were like, "Woo, yeah." They were like, no, that's a boo. And she was pregnant with, no, she wasn't pregnant with Puma. I think she was pregnant with Mars. And she, was pregnant and showing and tired. And it's a lot. It's a lot just being a touring musician, let alone being pregnant.
Yeah.
And so I remember we were playing in Rome, and we must have played some intro tune for like a half an hour. Just like, yo, is she here?
Just did it on this tour.
She coming? Play another one? Okay. So we're just wait. I think we were playing Eddie Kendrick's "My People Hold On." But it's, my people, whatever. But it's like a chant. So it's not really like a tune that you're just going off on. It's like kind of like a short little mantra, just waiting for her to come out. She never came out.
Never.
I don't remember what she went into. She fell asleep backstage and nobody got her. So she was pregnant and it was hot.
Oh, see now.
The poor thing, she fell asleep.
Yeah.
She was just hot and stressed and, pregnant. And
yeah.
So
it happens to all of us. I mean, even when I was acting, I remember I had a stage show that I did when I was younger, and I had one line. It was like a big period of time. It was like 45 minutes between the line that I opened with and my next line, because I had to come in and invite people in for dinner or something. And I fell asleep backstage. And then the next thing I know, I'm hearing the follow-up lines that come after mine as I'm waking up. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It just happens, man. It's
but
just,
people love her, and
we all do.
She comes out when she's ready.
Yeah.
Period. And there's some shows she comes out crazy late, and some shows she's on time, and some shows she's there early.
Well,
yeah, I mean, that's show business. And for her, musically, it's a very, very spiritual thing. Yes. So it's just like she needs to be in that moment. She needs to know she's going with the flow and the energy. And so I get it. I totally get it.
It's funny. One time, I'm friends with Michelle and Diggiocello, and we were getting dinner, and she loves Erykah. And she said something really profound about Erykah one time. And she goes, Ella, like some people are artists. Erykah is the art. Like she's the art, you know what I mean? And it's true. Like, yeah, she's an artist, but she's also quite literally the canvas walking around and embodies the art. And I thought that was a really cool, like profound thing. Like, no, she's the art, not the art, like she's,
oh yeah,
she lives it. Just
well, art takes time.
And she, like a Sade or a D'Angelo, like they, kiss my ass. You'll get my record when I'm ready. I don't have anything to say right now.
Yes.
You know, I'm not putting words in her mouth and saying that's her story.
I got it. Yeah.
She, you know, when she's ready, she'll put something out.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of those artists that loves touring. I mean, she's like lives on the road, like some Grateful Dead shit. Like she's just always on the road more than she's, you know, putting out records. She loves performing. Some people are just more recording artists, you know, and thrive on that. And okay, yeah, I'll tour the record and then I want to go hibernate and make another record. I mean, she loves performing for people, you know. She loves the exchange of energy. It's cool. It's really cool, you know, to be on stage.
So some of the other stuff that you've done is interesting to me because I'm really intrigued with, like, for instance, the work that you did with Janet Jackson.
Oh yeah, that was just yeah, we can talk about it.
What'd you do with Janet Jackson?
Well, and that's what was interesting about it is that with Janet, from what I understand, you pre-recorded all the guitars for that tour.
Yeah, it was the Rock With You tour, Rock With You tour.
So exactly, tell me about this process, because does she not have a live band and this is all?
No, at the time it was Little John Roberts and Daniel Jones, rest in peace, I think, on keys. Adam Blackstone was the MD. I think he went out on the tour. If not, then he just put it together. It was a small little unit. It might have been like, yeah, 2 keyboard players, bass and drums, and that's it. And then obviously her entourage with dancers and stuff. But I think the core band was really small. And I got a call like, can you overdub all the guitars and make it sound like you're in the room playing with us on stage, and we're going to use them as playback. And so I did. And you know, kind of one funny anecdote was I got to meet Janet, and she was really sweet, gave me a big hug. They were, you know, rehearsing at Center Staging, but they had this thing where, you know, they did Black Cat. Now, obviously, as a guitar player, that's a fun song to play. I mean, but any shout out to Jimmy Jam, a friend of mine too. It's like,
and Jelly Bean Johnson,
who
Jelly Bean, yeah,
finally got his, he finally got his, his money for that after.
Yeah. So, I mean, anything is great to play in her catalog, but that one's like, oh, cool. You know, I get to do some rock shit. And what was funny is during that particular tour, they had a video of Dave Navarro playing guitar. So everyone thinks it's Dave Navarro playing guitar, but that's me playing guitar behind the thing.
Why would they show Navarro?
But I just think, you know, because he's a handsome rock. I mean, he could play the music. I'm not putting him down, you know.
No, but
love Dave Navarro. I'm just saying, like, they used him as a visual, like he pops up on a jumbotron, you know, with his shirt off and nipple piercing and just doing the thing. But it's this little old Ella.
That's some LA mess, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you even ask? Man. How do you even ask somebody like that? How do you like they have to ask Dave, hey, Dave, we're going to put you up on the screen. You're not going to be playing the guitar, but you're going to be pretending to play the guitar, or we're going to actually layer some guitar over you. Was what he was playing on the neck of the guitar and everything even matching what?
I honestly don't remember. I never even got to hear anything from it.
Yeah, between the close-up of the nipple ring and then the close-up of the headstock and then his lips. You know, you probably never even saw his hand.
Yeah, I guess with Dave Navarro, you're not watching the guitar.
Come on, man, you know that.
That was just kind of a few days of my life. I mean, at that point in my life, I was a kid. Like, I would have loved to have gone out with Janet Jackson. Like, I wouldn't say I was insulted, but I kind of was thinking, boy, it'd be nice if you took me out on the road. Like, I'd do the tour, but they just wanted to use guitar for a playback. I don't know why. I don't know what the call was with that, but I was grateful that I got the call, you know.
Did you got paid? Please tell me you got paid. All right.
I got paid. It was, I got paid.
Okay. I'm not pressing.
I got paid.
Well,
I wish, you know, I had a manager back then that could have negotiated a better rate and like, well, if you're going to use these on the road for a few months, you know, you need to give her a blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you need to include her in the tour book credits or any DV, you know.
Yes, we've all been there.
You know, when you're young, you're just happy to be in the room, you know.
God bless you. Yeah.
But to even go more to the side as far as some of the other stuff that you've done behind the scenes, let's talk a little bit about how you got involved with some of this other stuff that you're doing, like music for video games like Destiny, and also movies like Godzilla King of I mean, it's if anybody wants to visit her website, it's feingoldmusic.com, but you can kind of see the laundry list of things that you've done musically for the stuff where you're behind the scenes. How did this part start? You don't have to talk about any specific, one, but how did you even get in this?
I think I was always enamored by combinations of sounds, whether that's in a Prince record or a Ravel orchestration or Phil Spector or something, but just the alchemy of combining things or whatever, I think always appealed to me. I remember having profound moments of like playing with the Roots, backing up Jay-Z, and we did the 10-year anniversary of Reasonable Doubt, his first record at a Radio City Music Hall with an orchestra. And I remember being in the pit and just hearing the orchestra tune up and just hearing that sound, those overtones swirl around me, and I got goosebumps. And I had this kind of come to Jesus moment of just like, oh shit, I think I'm doing the wrong thing. I really want to be an orchestrator. I want to be the one putting these notes on the page and all that. But I was a dumb guitar player. I didn't know how to read music, But that kind of planted something in my head of wanting to go there eventually. I did another gig with him where we did Carnegie Hall. I had learned more at that point where I was able to help out a little bit with the charts. I had even, to be honest, I had a little bit of the arranging on the Radio City show as me, not massive things, but like, oh, we should do this kind of figure here, and like reharming things and showing it to the orchestrator who's transcribed it. But that really planted something in me. And then another kind of profound thing was there was a concert in 2010 honoring the life of Jay Dilla, and it was called Super Ma Dukes. Thundercat was playing bass, Kareem Riggins on drums, Munyungo Jackson on percussion.
Yeah.
And a 40, 60 piece orchestra. And that was my friend Miguel Atwood Ferguson, who had arranged all of the music and orchestrated it. And I just, for some reason, thought, oh, this must be something that like an old person who's like in their 60s can do. Not saying 60s old, but like I was also in my 20s at that point. I'm 45 now, by the way, so I ain't young. But I just thought it was something you just really had to, like, you couldn't do that in your 20s. Like that wasn't a profession that you just, And now I feel bad that I said 60s old. Sorry, y'all, 60 ain't old. It's just a number.
Don't apologize for that.
Time is a white person thing. So
in the grave.
Yeah, first off, time is a white person thing.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm 57 and I'm staying there.
Yeah, same way. Yeah,
So, those experiences were this like, I think I could do this. I might be able to do this. And Miguel was very encouraging.
Okay.
And then I remember being on the road with Erykah, and I remember going to a store. We were in Nice, France. We were playing, Michael, I'm sure you've played there. Is it like Jazz à Vienne or something? It's like these ruins that you play. It looks like a Colosseum, like the Acropolis or something.
I know what you're talking about. I haven't been in a long time.
Yeah, it's in France somewhere.
Sure.
And I bought La Mer, Debussy's La Mer, and I'm staring at this pocket score like I know what I'm looking at, and it looks like Chinese to me. But I'm kind of reading scores and just looking at it almost like they're hieroglyphics, like, oh, okay, the violins are going, and then there's these lines. Okay, so that must be what that is. Those lines are this. And so anyways, I'm going off on my ADHD rabbit hole, but just had these experiences that led to it. And then I just started to do this sabbatical study of just buying scores and reading and asking tons of questions and just being a student of it. And then eventually I got to a point where I learned enough, and I got a call. I had orchestrated a concert piece for a friend of mine, and I had posted a little clip of it. And a guy that I went to college with, this guy named Sky Lewin, saw the clip and he was like, "You orchestrate? I thought you were a guitar player." I was like, "Oh yeah, well I orchestrate too." And I was trying to get off of the road and start a new life and stay home. And he's like, "You know, I work for a video game company. Would you want to audition for us?" And I didn't play video games. The last video game I played was NES, Nintendo 87 with Tyson's Knockout. So I had no idea the gravity of the gaming community or anything. What was great about that is I auditioned and like, I don't care. Like, I don't even know what this is. I'll just do my best and not know that it's a big AAA franchise. And I got the gig. And so that led to a lot of cool, you know, experiences. And that definitely shaped the way that I play guitar, not just listening to, you know, Black American music and rhythm and playing in, I played in Pentecostal church for years, but like the orchestration, the kind of more stuffy white European side taught me a different thing, you know, a different way of thinking about things. I mean, I hated the theory part of it, but just the sound, the tone, color. I don't mean to like make this about color, but you know, there was a certain tradition, you know, and it was cool to just learn all of these different ways that cultures and people relate to music, and you know, where some of it is just oral and felt and lived, and some of it is studied and all of that stuff. So it was cool to get all of these different ways and then try and find out what works for me. And what's funny is an orchestrator, I'm a little more, I don't know, learned, I guess, about certain things. But as a guitar player, I'm like, man, I don't want to talk about any of that stuff. Let's just play. I don't want to know the name of the chord. I don't want to know about any of that stuff. I just want to play. You know, so in my brain, I kind of segregate the way I think about music. In orchestration, I can't do that. Because, you know, I have to put the dot on the right part for the oboe or something, you know.
Man. So let's talk about your music now, because you just released, well, let me backstep just for a second, because
some of my music, I don't think anybody's looking to shut it down on YouTube, you know, but I ain't Prince, but you know, that's okay.
No, and it would be record companies that you never know what they have in place. As far as like this.
I'm the record company.
There you go. There you go.
We don't want to get in trouble, Ella, and we're not really we're not willing to risk it, even if you say it's okay.
All right.
Well, the first I want to talk about the EP itself, because the EP 4-track Ephemera. First off, was this album really recorded completely on a 4-track recorder, like a Tascam?
Yeah, and the new one was too. Yeah.
Okay. I literally have that exact one in my attic right now.
Whoever sell it, let me know. I will buy it from you.
Okay, they're pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Why would you
Fostex when I was a kid? But it was like a blue Fostex. Yeah.
Why would you put yourself, knowing that you have access to a much wider breadth of technology? Why would you put yourself through this? Did you bounce tracks at all?
I didn't.
Wow. Okay.
Everything you hear is quite literally 4 tracks or 3 tracks, and that's it. And why did I do that? I love limitations. I like limitations, and I love, like, if I can't say something with 4 tracks, how the fuck is 6 tracks going to make it better?
Yeah. That's why. Well, that's why all people are going to disagree. That's why all Prince's records were better when he only had 24 tracks to work with.
Yeah.
He had to make every track say something. You know, like DMSR is a masterpiece. Of limitation, orchestration, like arrangement rather.
Space.
It's space. It's minimal.
Yeah.
That's where the funk is. It's in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in that.
Funk is that.
A lot of things. It's the sonics of it. It's the having to commit to the part and really own it, and no copy paste bullshit. Having to play that thing from the beginning to the end.
Oh yeah.
So all the nuance in that, the rub of that, you know. So that came about because I was getting ankle surgery for the third time, and I was in a hospital gown. I was so high when I left the hospital, I stole the hospital gown by accident. It was like the most comfortable thing. So I lived in it, and I was set up in my guest room because it was closer to the bathroom, and I couldn't walk again really. And I knew I was going to be immobilized because of my previous surgery. So I set up a little station with an MPC 2000 XL, Tascam 4244 track, a bass, like 1 or 2 guitars, and some pedals plugged up. So everything was already wired for me. And I was just making stuff for fun. I wasn't trying to make a record. It was just kind of passing the time. And so I'd make a little something and I'd post it. And the response I would get was like, "You're putting this out. Please tell me you're putting this out." Like really just like people were hungry for stuff. I wasn't used to that. At that point in time, I had only put out the record with Charlie Hunter. So I wasn't used to being seen as somebody that had something to say with music. It was still a new thing. And so I was like, really? You want, so I would post these things almost as like little vignettes, like, oh, putting it up to the speaker, like, oh, check this out today, And really, it was people that gave me the confidence. I was like, shit, I guess I should put this stuff out. And so the album's like, 17 minutes long? And it's because that's what I wrote while I couldn't walk. And then once I could walk, that was it. It was done. Yeah. And I put it out. Shout out to my friend Natasha Meskers. She's like, what do you want to do for the cover? And I'm like, I want to ride my cat with my titties hanging out, holding a 4-track, and it needs to look like a tarot card. She's like, say no more, fam. I got you.
Did she actually, is she the artist on this, or did she do AI or?
No AI. I'll never use AI. No, this is 100% her.
All right. That's great.
Collaborated. I mean, I told her, I had to like pose and get shots of my cat Mooney and kind of, I designed it with her as far as what I wanted. But
so you did the Titanic thing where you laid on the couch for her and you didn't do anything?
Oh yeah, okay. Paint me like one of your French girls. Except for we have to do it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a great album cover.
The album cover. It's like, I look at that and it just cracks me up, It's just like, yeah, life's too short not to be a tarot card riding your cat,
Well, one of my favorite songs on this album is probably one of the shortest, and it's Ghana Disco.
Oh yeah.
And the other thing about it's definitely one of the funkier tracks on the album. And it's the same thing with the new album, Your Life Is Waiting for You. It's also like a short 2-minute thing. It's like, I don't know if it's because of the length of time, because similarly, I have an ADHD thing, which is why we go down the rabbit holes that we do. Yeah. But it's also got a certain feel to it. You can probably tell just by, well, you're familiar with those songs. Most people here are not, but you probably can tell what I gravitate towards. But yeah, it's a great, everybody should definitely check it out. It's on Spotify for sure.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the song lengths go, it's kind of two things. One, I like the seduction of leaving people wanting more. So that's kind of an intentional thing. Two, some of my favorite music to listen to is like Jay Dilla beat tapes, not the stuff that got released, but like the stuff from 98 and 99 and 2000. And it's like, a beat fades in and you're just breaking your neck and it fades out and you're like, well, I'm playing that again, and it always leaves you wanting more. So those are the two real reasons. Or I don't know how to finish song. No. But those are really what it is for me. A lot of times is just wanting to leave people with more, leaving an impression, and letting them think about it and like, yeah, come back to it, play it again. I just realized, I was like, wait a minute, that's a way to get more streams on Spotify. I didn't think about that till now.
And you also have your newest album that just came out on Valentine's Day, called Tell a Beautiful Lie with Sound, which I actually include a little quote here from Lenny Kravitz that says, "That shit is fire."
Yeah. Thanks, Lenny. Love you.
And which is, if you want to check out all of her material, it's all on Spotify. So if you want to check out this interview, it's going to be on Spotify tomorrow with the audio version. And while you're there, might as well jump on over and check out some of Ella stuff. I mean,
Any little like mini reels to socials or anything, or is this more of a?
oh no, we'll once the first off, this is live, so we want to make sure that nobody gets kicked off during the process of the interview as far as the audience is concerned. But once it gets edited, this live version will stay in perpetuity for a little bit, but then the edited version, I'll actually layer some of this music behind
Cool.
so that people won't have to go.
No, I just meant like would love to share it on socials with people, not just a link, but like a little teaser kind of
Sure.
And stuff. That's all.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Shout out to obviously we lost Bob Powers yesterday, and I know he touched a lot of people that you said were major influences for you, like Q-Tip and Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul and all those.
Yeah.
Is there a producer that you kind of feel like best captures what you do? Like, I mean, I know you produce a lot of your own material, but has there been scenarios where somebody has actually touched some work that you've done and you're like, oh, I don't have to do anything. That was perfect.
Say that I got the first part. Just say the last part again with the touching someone else's work.
Well, is there somebody that out there producer wise that you feel like really does a good job of capturing what you do?
Well, I mean, a huge influence for me for production, I mean, is Dilla and Q-Tip, just in terms of the relationship of the drums to the bass or sub bass samples. I mean, even though my stuff might not necessarily be hip hop, it's definitely hip hop influenced in terms of the low end, So Dilla is always one, not just for the feel, but the clarity of the drums, not bloating frequencies that don't need to be there, which certainly ties into, Bob Power, who passed away. And it's kind of the same musician approach of how much is too much? How much do I need to say what I need to say? And I feel like with Tip and Dilla, or anybody that I admire, Prince or whomever, that it's just, when enough is enough and you don't need to put more shit on it. So Dilla's always been, an influence. I think with that particular record was a little bit more like, all right, y'all know me for funk and rhythm and stuff, but I have a lot of other music in me. And I feel like that album, I had rented Jeff Buckley's house, who's also, a big influence. And I just kind of wanted to, I don't want to say I wanted to show other influences. Like I wanted to show you I could go here too, but it's music that I also live, that I don't really necessarily show or talk about a lot. And maybe some of it is I don't know how much people care about it, or I don't know what it was, but this was like believe it or not, like that record feels sort of the most me of anything that I've done,
The new one or the EP?
The one I just came out with. Yeah. They're all me, but that one just feels like, again, I hate pointing to influences, but just like, yeah, I'm not playing drums, but you can hear the rhythm of this producer that I like. And you can hear the angular thing of a Cocteau Twins or a Johnny Marr thing, but it's still me and it's got my right hand and it's got the greasiness of Freddie Stone or Sly, but it's some white girl indie rock shit. And it's kind of just this, my own gumbo, I guess, of kind of trying to put things together,
Well, if people wanted to catch up with you, what's the best way to kind of check you out? Obviously you're very, very active on Instagram. Is that your go-to number one when you want to promote some of your material?
My SkyTel pager. Hit my VIP line. I'm playing with you.
I was going to say, I don't.
Damn, fellas, lighten up.
I got you. I'm just staying out of it. I heard it. It's very funny, very droll, Ella.
Laughing on the inside.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm most active on Patreon and Instagram. Patreon is where I kind of do a lot of my teaching. Instagram, I think I'm just kind of more active with kind of more day-to-day stuff. I have a website. I haven't updated that thing in forever. It's kind of embarrassing. But I'd say those are the two main things. Yeah.
Man, and it's been so cool to have you on board here because I just think that it goes a long way to kind of understand and kind of get a deeper knowledge of some of the artists like yourself that are in the background that are making, these shows work for Erykah Badu and Jay-Z and Janet Jackson, and the list goes on. And it's just amazing.
Prince gig, but that didn't happen.
Well,
you got to tell that story.
Somebody was asking.
Oh, oh man, it's a long story. I guess the short version is it was around 3121 era. He was at the Key Club. We had finished the Sugar Water tour. He had come to a couple of shows during the tour, like in Vegas and I don't know, Chicago or somewhere. And Erykah threw an after party for the band and just kind of like let loose. And apparently, he was there in his typical way, which nobody knew he was there. And he was up in a rafter, up somewhere. And I had just moved to LA, got a call from somebody. And they were like, hey, Prince would like you to come to his house and audition for him. I'm like, man, who the fuck, kind of like the Eddie Van Halen Quince, like, man, fuck you. Who's playing on my phone? I was 22 or something. Like, okay, Prince is calling. He wants me to, okay, go fuck yourself. And they called back. They were like, no. He was at the Key Club. You were at the Key Club. Okay. So they gave me an address. He rented this dude's house, this basketball player's house on Doheny Street. By the way, I feel stupid telling a story when you've like created so much history with him. It's like, what's my stupid little story?
No. Don't feel like that at all. You
are a massive part of the catalog. I just feel dumb.
I'll share a short comparative story. Sometimes my old drum tech, Scotty Baldwin, actually, who ended up running sound for Prince and working for many people, front of house person for the Stars. Anyway, he was my drum tech, and he did a pretty good impersonation of Prince. And sometimes he'd call my phone.
Oh no,
like, Michael, this is Prince. Come on, man, stop playing with me, man. What time are you coming over here? And a couple of times it was actually Prince.
Oh shit!
And I'd be like, quit playing on my phone, man.
Yeah.
Michael, this is Prince. Yeah, whatever, man. Listen, I don't have time for this. And yes, sir. Right, yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. No, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was you. And yeah, sure. What time do you want me out there? That happened at least twice.
Oh man, that's amazing.
So was this like the position that I guess ultimately Donna Grantis stepped into, or is this something different?
For that. So this was Super Bowl performance era.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
So got the call, went there at midnight, got the best advice of my life. I was talking to a friend of mine. I wish I could remember who it was. And I was 22, I was 23. I'm going to Prince's house. Like I had just moved to LA. I wasn't ready for any of this. And I'm like, man, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. And also like, no disrespect to Prince. I love Prince as a rhythm guitar player.
Oh yeah.
I've never been a massive Prince stan, like celebrating the catalog. I love the music, but it wasn't like, I was just like, I listened to Lady Cab Driver and Sexy Dancer 12-inch and Party Up and The Time. Like just, I wanted to hear all the funk shit and just all the greasy shit and play along. And so there was a lot of stuff I didn't know of, just like ballad stuff and whatever. I love like Chlorine Bacon Skin on Crystal Ball, like that kind of shit. Like, anyways, sorry.
Sure.
So, but I'm freaking out. Like I don't know his catalog like that. And my friend, he was like, man, fuck Prince. Nobody's bigger than the music itself. Nobody's bigger than the music.
Yes.
And that was the best advice I ever got, to kind of not make it about freaking out about somebody I'm working with, that it's be intimidated by the music. Don't be intimidated by the man. I was still intimidated, but at least it kind of calmed my spirit. So it was, got there. I guess I'll tell the freaking story because it's just kind of funny. Rolled up, nobody's there to greet me, open the door, and it's an elevator that opens, and it's the plush purple velvet with the insignia. Now, mind you, this is somebody else's house. This isn't his house. He's renting somebody else's house, but he remodeled their house.
Yes, he
This
did.
is Boozer, Carlos Boozer. Is that what it was?
Somebody in the Lakers.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he had done something. Yeah, I remember
Got
that. Yeah,
sued
yeah.
for it. Yeah, I mean, he
Yeah, I remember that.
he literally made a parquet floor with Prince. And I mean, he remodeled the house. So
I heard
She's
these
right.
stories. Yeah,
so
I remember.
I'll never forget. I take the elevator up. I hear music. I get up to the top floor. There's this massive parquet floor with these archipelago candles all around the perimeter. It's a huge projector, and it's Sly and the Family Stone. I can't remember what performance it was. Maybe Dick Cavett or something. Midnight Special or something. But Sly's playing. Prince isn't there. Mixing console, all his gear, all the guitars, and so I set up, the band comes up. At that time, Tamar was his artist.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, hey, we're going to learn Tamar's music. You're auditioning to play for her and open for Prince. Okay, cool. First night, you know, this is when it was like Cora and Josh, you know,
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
in the band. I wish I could remember who was on keys. It wasn't Morris. It was a younger person. I can't remember. Not Cassandra, you know, it was a guy.
Okay.
I can't remember who was on key, but it was just, yeah, bass, drums, keys, and me. And first night he rolled up, had his little sweater that went open like that. The pants that are like the tights with the sneakers that light up on the back with the little roller.
Yeah.
Prince had rollies.
Rollies.
Yep.
And he didn't say anything, and he just sat there and observed, and that was intimidating. But I figured if he didn't say anything, must have been doing okay. And that was it. First night, and they said, you know, come back tomorrow. He liked what he heard. Okay, so I came back. Frank Collier, is that the basketball?
We're gonna assume that's the correct answer.
So anyways, next day came back, same thing, came back at midnight. This night, Prince was like engaged, and he came over, hi, I'm Prince, you know, and shook my hand. Nice to meet you, sir, and, you know. And then we started to rehearse a couple of his tunes. I was like, oh, okay. And I've kind of been misquoted for this, so I kind of want to like clarify it. But we were playing something, and there were a couple of times when he was like, oh, that's too funky. But the first time, he didn't mean it as a compliment. He didn't mean it as a diss. He just meant it like, it's not meant to be funky. Think like Elton John. And I was like, what does he think like Elton John? And I realized he just meant like he wanted a heavy kind of left hand, just a heavy kind of thing. So power chords and stuff like that. He was a little cryptic. But I knew through Questlove, like everything's being recorded, you're being watched, you know, he's going to play mind games with, you know, this was long before I knew a lot of other people that work with him. And so I just knew, okay, I'm being, I think Foley might've told me some of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
I think Foley might've, because I toured with the Funk Brothers with Foley.
Oh, right
So,
on.
you know, I knew that there was some stuff kind of, you know, going on. And then there was a time later where I played, you know, kind of that voicing he loves playing. And he was like, ooh, that's too funky, you know. And that was like, okay, cool. Like he's engaged.
Mm-hmm.
He did a little mind trick where he was like, okay, play this, you know, he singled me out, play this thing. Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay, well, I want you to play this now. Okay. I had been used to combining James Brown guitar parts for fun. Mm-hmm. So I was okay at combining stuff, but not like some trickery, you know, doing this juggling 5 things. And then I realized after like the 3rd or 4th part, I was like, oh, he's fucking with me. He's just trying to see how much I can do, you know, and whatever. So they left to go downstairs. They were already a band at this point. I wasn't in the band. They had already been, I guess, performing. So I'm up there alone, and there's Prince's Leopard Telly and the cloud guitar and all the shit. And I'm like, do I play it? Do I play the guitars? Because he's long gone. They're downstairs.
So you think.
So I'm like, do I do it? I'm like, oh, that Telly looks so good. Like the strap is all worn out. I'm like, I bet that neck feels like butter. Oh, man, I got to play it. And I wait like 45 minutes or something. You know, I'm just up there by myself. And I just get to this point where I'm like, okay, this is just insane that I'm in his house, and it's insane I'm even in LA. It's insane I'm even a touring musician and my dream comes true. This is all so surreal. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm going to play the guitar. I don't even care at this point. So I picked up all the guitars and played them. I'm sure they're downstairs on the TV like, this white motherfucker got that shit. I'm sure they saw everything.
They got to take everything.
They come back up after like 40 or what felt like 45 minutes. And it was kind of rude. They came back. This is some Chappelle shit, but true story. They came back with hot chocolate chip cookies and milk. They were downstairs baking cookies and hanging out. I'm like, they left and they didn't offer me no goddamn cookies. And they're like, okay, cool. We'll be in touch. That's my Prince story. I didn't get the gig, but I lost the gig to Prince because Prince played guitar. Nobody else played. I think later, Mike Scott came back. What's up, Mike? I think he came back for a little bit. And then I think it moved on to all the other bands, whatever, Third Eye Girl and all the other stuff. Sure. But yeah, this would have been 06, end of 05, kind of.
Wow. That's freaking awesome.
Again, I feel stupid telling it in front of you when you're like, yeah, whatever. I played on like, I am NPG. Like, cute story, Ella. But it's more for the cookies. It's more for the cookies and just like playing the guitar than it is like, you know.
Don't do me like that, Ella. I'm cooler than that now.
Okay. Yeah.
We regularly tell if you once you start watching the show on a regular basis, you'll find that we tell Prince stories like nonstop, and it never gets old because it always uncovers or dusts off like an artifact of a story that he's like, oh yeah, I remember.
I love hearing them. I mean, when I first met Jesse Johnson, I mean, the stories he told me, I was just dying.
Yeah, he's got some great ones. He got
the old school ones, you know.
Oh, the good ones. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how much of an honor it's been to have the one and only Ella Feingold here in the house and sharing her professional resume of, I mean, just a laundry list. You want to check out any of her stuff and just kind of see some of the stuff for yourself. Feingoldmusic.com is her website. She says she hasn't updated it, but it's got a lot of info on it for sure. And of course you can follow her on Instagram or Starnet. And
listen, I'm saying right now, we need a part two.
Is that what it says, Starnet? Go ahead.
We need a part two because Ella didn't get a chance to talk funk. And I got so many things I want to discuss.
We can riff for a minute if you want or whatever. I don't know how long the program goes, but whatever.
No, I don't want to keep you any longer than you need.
I'm good to keep going, but if you want to do something different, that's cool.
If you got a couple questions of funk, go.
I want to know some things. I want to, like I guess you pretty much said Jeff. What was his last name?
Jeffrey Lockhart.
Lockhart.
Jeff Buckley for some stuff, but Jeffrey Lockhart, he's the guitar player in
You
Boston.
said he was to you, he's the baddest guitar player walking.
Kind of the way that like Prince was to Sonny T, where a lot of people don't know Sonny's genius in that way, where they know him like Jeff is like, for those that know, just like a Jeff Lee, it's like
yeah, I gotta get to that. I gotta find him.
Yeah.
All right, just straight up, Sly and the Family Stone, do you have a favorite record?
I mean, the obvious one just for the grease is There's a Riot Going On, of course, but late and I mean, I know Stand is everyone's favorite, so it's like, how do you not say Stand? I love Stand, of course. I'll give you the two ones that I probably live with the most are, There's a Riot Going On, especially the deluxe edition with those outtakes. Man, what's the one with Mother Beautiful and
that's Small Talk.
Small Talk. I love Small Talk.
Really? You're into oh wow.
I love that song Mother Beautiful.
It's incredible. Yes.
I love that one. Agree. Those are
all right.
I mean, but all of them, the stuff with what's homeboy who plays with the pick? Bobby Vega. He's on one of the, is that his name?
That name sounds familiar to me, but
there's a guy he played on the record where Sly's jumping with his legs up, not Stand. There's a one
Oh,
that's like
you're talking about Fresh.
Fresh. Yeah, Fresh.
not Fresh. Sorry.
Okay.
I was referring to Fresh earlier. My bad. But the record I'm talking about, it's a Warner Brothers record, I think. And Sly's jumping up with bell bottoms. It's not with the studded suit. I love Fresh too.
Fresh is my jam. That's the one that Prince actually, he started talking about it with Levi and Miko one day when we were rehearsing for the Nude tour. And I was like, what's this record y'all talking about, this Fresh record? And Prince was like, oh, you got to stay after school.
Yeah.
And basically we went to Studio A and he had his.
Not that one.
That's Fresh. That's the reason why we thought that was the one you were talking about.
Yeah,
There's
but no bell bottoms.
Jumping. There's another.
High on You is the one. It's High on You is what somebody said.
Thank you. High on You.
Mm-hmm. But
that's another guy on bass, not Rusty Allen.
Right.
And he's playing with a pick. I mean, all of them. I mean, Freddie Stone. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. All right. I didn't know how heavy it was for you because for me, Sly is kind of.
To me, that's just the epitome of where it all starts. I mean, I know James Brown, obviously, but like where that greasy shit is Sly playing with his fingers and just, to me, it's like Sly, because then we don't have Dilla without Sly. We don't have D'Angelo. We don't have Prince without There's a Riot Going On and Fresh. Period. He's the architect of it all. I'm friends with his daughter Novena, Sly's daughter Novena. I'm always just trying to not mention her dad, but it was one time I'm like, I'm sorry, you get that your dad's like Jimi Hendrix, right? Like you do get that. Like
he changed everything.
Yeah, like you do get that. Like let a bitch ask a question from that, every now.
Does she? Like, is she receptive?
Oh yeah, she thinks it's cute and hilarious.
Oh, so you're just trying to be cool. You don't want to.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be cool. Well, I mean, she's my friend. Like I like her, but it's also just like your dad happens to be Sly Stone. One of the greatest gifts for me, I have to tell this, I know this makes me come across like self-congratulatory, but I had played a lot of Sly stuff on my page and tried to hip a lot of people. And I had kind of wondered from being friendly with Novi that would she ever show Sly any, before he passed, any of my stuff. But again, I would never ask her, just to keep our, friendship separate from that.
Sure.
And one time I was at a Casey Musgraves concert randomly, and she texts me. She's like, "Hey, girl, I played my dad your stuff," and I like froze because I thought, if Sly Stone doesn't think I'm funky, I don't ever want to touch my instrument again. If Sly's just like, that ain't it, kid. Like, I'm good. I'm done. So I kind of like hesitated, like, oh shit, what if he doesn't like this? And she was like, he was smiling so big and bobbing his head to stuff. And I was like, well, what did he say? And I remember she said his responses are more internal than external these days. And I didn't realize at that time where his health was, but that was the greatest gift she ever gave me. Just knowing that Sly Stone thought I was funky. I'm like, cool, I can get hit by a bus.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I'd rather not get hit by a bus.
Yeah, sure. But
I'm good.
You're good. You can go onto the house now. Yeah, I got you.
I mean, Sly and Freddie Stone for me. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm always reaching for in terms of feel. I mean, certainly the tightness and the crispness of like Jimmy Nolan or something, but that kind of, that feel, that rub, that just kind of like, fuck it, give me a guitar, just that, fuck it, let me just play something, that shit.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Sly would just be funky opening a jar of pickles. Like
that's right, exactly.
What he would do.
It's a way of life. Funk is a way of life.
Yeah. The way he would laugh, the cadence, just everything is just
all of it. Yes, absolutely. Without question. Of the P-Funk guitar players, favorites?
I mean, probably Eddie Hazel. You know what's funny? I'll be honest with you. I didn't dig as deep into P-Funk and Funkadelic as I have with James Brown and other areas of funk or jazz funk, like the Wah Wah Watson, Ray Parker Jr., Herbie Excursion funk.
I get you. You're into the more of the parts players, or not parts, but
it's kind of, I think with P Funk, it's more, that it's more rock. Obviously, it's
kind of adventurous and kind of it's
and
riff oriented.
I played with George and Bootsy. I mean, I'm on Bootsy's record and work with George.
I have no doubt you could be on anything. I'm sure.
Well, I appreciate it, but no, I think you're right that it was like the parts of Jimmy
too
Nolan
jammy
and Catfish and stuff like that. I love listening to it, but I never tried to go after it and crack the lock, pick the lock on it.
Some players are like that. Some like Jimi Hendrix. Some, it's like Jimmy wasn't a favorite of mine because I want the rhythm. I mean, Band of Gypsies, it came out a little more, but
right. What was the stuff he did with Curtis Knight? That stuff was killing too.
I'm not hip.
Post Isley's, pre him being Jimi Hendrix, I think.
Okay. I got some studying to do.
Yeah, there's some great. I think there's a record like I Got the Feeling, or I don't know, some feeling or something. I just remember I had the cassette when I was a kid. I can tell you that a major gap in my playing is that I never really got into rock. I was never a rock chick, even though I liked grunge and stuff. I never checked out really I liked Hendrix because of the soulfulness, but I think I really liked him because of his Curtis Mayfield influence.
Oh, sure. The flip, all the double stops. And
I think so.
Well, you were 10 years too late, because both Michael and I are 57, and so we came up in the 70s where that was
it. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of that.
Yeah, the rock was just, it was everywhere. And you coming in 81, you bypassed that. You went right into the new wave, and then by the time you hit the teens, you're in grunge.
That's right. Yeah, it was 80s new wave, and then hair metal, and then grunge.
Yeah,
that was kind of what was on the radio. Yeah.
Right.
So I never got into rock stuff like that. So that's kind of a good where I'm showing my weakness. Yeah.
No weakness. I think that's a preference.
But same thing with Prince, right? Like how I connect with Lady Cab Driver or Sexy Dancer, but not or rock. Even though I love the Undertaker stuff and I like it. It's weird. It's like some stuff I got to touch it and go after it, and then some stuff I just listen to it and enjoy it.
I get it.
Don't go after it. I think it's a good way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah. We can cut it. I still want a part 2 with Ella if she's willing to come back.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's all about it. But I'm all about it. I'm all about it. And I know there's some other things that Ella wants to discuss too. So there's so much on the plate that we could be touching on. But I mean, I just wanted to have an opportunity to be able to get her on and give her flowers.
I'm so honored, guys. Really, this is the stuff I love talking about. Sometimes I do these podcasts and I'm grateful for anybody that wants to talk to me, but it's a very you're just filling a slot this week, and it's not anything I think they're even passionate about with me. And I'm I get to talk funk and shit that I care about. And this whole channel is a celebration of that music. So I feel at home. So thank you for having me.
Well, then
we'll compliment you could give us. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, and again, no, we are absolutely honored to have you aboard. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to the one and only Ella Feingold. Yeah. And please make sure that we'll schedule a part 2. You have my cell. Just reach out. I've got to hook you up with some tracks from The Fix, because you should have hit that in the 80s. So we'll make sure
but I don't know them.
You will.
Name.
I'll fix that.
You might recognize 1 or 2 songs. I bet you'll fix that. Is that? Oh, that's a nice. You'll FIXX fix that. Okay.
Yeah. No pun intended, but it worked out well.
I wonder, somebody. I'm just looking at my drive real quick. Somebody had sent me a bunch of post-punk kind of drum breaks a couple of weeks ago, and oh no, it's not The Fix. It's called The Minx. Never mind.
The Mix.
Yeah, Minx. Sorry. I was wait a minute. I might have a drum break of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Ella Feingold. Thank you so much, dear.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you guys soon. All right. That was Ella Feingold. Yeah. And if you missed any part of the show, don't worry about it. Tomorrow you can hit up Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that stuff, and all the audio will be there. Obviously, as soon as this show is over, the live one will be out there. And I'm going to do an edited one where I kind of cut out the intro stuff and all that and actually layer in some of the music so you can hear some of that stuff going on in the background and just kind of adding a little bit more flavor. But this is a live show. We can't, it's only me doing everything pretty much.
Right.
I mean, it's,
I'm not doing anything over here. But
no,
reacting.
I love when you want to contribute and actually, have like your list of questions, because it gives me an opportunity to be able to just absorb and enjoy the guests. I mean, I love having guests on that want to talk. And I really, one of the clips I'm definitely going to be stripping from this is her approach regarding the way she plays guitar, the inverted strings,
tuning. Yeah.
The inverted tuning. I mean, that's insane. Yeah. And I think that will actually be a little bit of a viral clip, because I don't know that I've ever heard, somebody kind of even explain it to that shallow of a degree that was still intriguing. It's like, no, wait, what now?
I had no idea it was a thing even.
Well, and I also, there's been plenty of left-handed guitarists that's all they do is they just flip the guitar around, just because of the fact that if they happen to go to a gig or see a show from somebody and they want them to come sit in, they have to know how to be able to take that person's left-handed guitar and be able to play it if they want to do something impromptu, Sure. But that's a whole different thing with the inverted strings. And she actually has her own line of strings. So if I saw a couple people that were in here that were talking about, I'm left-handed and this seems interesting. Well, I can tell you one of the things that will help you along with this process is knowing that she actually has her own set of strings called inverted strings. So that will kind of help you along with the tuning process. And as she said, she's also on Instagram, and she talks a little bit about that on there, and her Patreon page. I forgot her. If you look up Ella Feingold on Patreon, you'll find her. And she, from what I understand, she also does online lessons too. So that's pretty freaking cool. Yeah, we got it. There was still a bunch of stuff that I did not have enough to cover. I know, man. She's dope. And, but anyways, yes, man, I know that you guys wanted us to do a little bit of talking about some of the stuff with the Prince celebration that's coming up in 2026. If you missed anything, if you want me to talk about some of the stuff, I will probably, next week or whatever. I can tell you that the early bird tickets went on sale and the VIP is already sold out for Prince celebration, which is, they only had like a certain block of amount of tickets that they were distributing for the early bird anyways, but there are more VIP tickets coming. So don't freak out as far as that's concerned. If you do only plan to go via GA, go to paisleypark.com and pick up some of those tickets, because those early bird pricing will go quickly. And if you've been to previous celebrations, 3 and up, you actually get discounts. So check your email. If you've gone to between 3 and 6 of the celebrations, you get 20% off that price. And if you had been to all 7 of the celebrations, you get 50% off, which is crazy. So that's a significant amount of money.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So check your email if you've been to previous. Anyways, I didn't even want to talk that much about it. I've done a video that preceded this one actually last week. I think the end of last week, that I talked a little bit more in detail about where to stay, where to go, which we've talked about before. But you can watch that past video. I am so glad that you got an opportunity to hang out with us tonight. And man, it was a lot of fun. You got to just be able to hang, and hopefully you guys got an opportunity to be able to find out more about who Ella is. And there's a bunch of stuff to learn. So
absolutely,
we're going to have to do a part 2. That's just going to come with the territory, man. So
definitely.
For right now, ladies and gentlemen, you have been a part of Funkatopia Live. Be sure that you download our Uptown. Actually, the app, you'll find it online. It's both Apple and iPhone and Google Play. You can get Funked Up, Funked Up is the 24/7 funk radio station that you can download. It is ASCAP licensed. It is global music rights licensed. Uptown Radio. Very, very cool stuff. You can go and download that. Be sure that you support us any way that you possibly can. Specifically Patreon, patreon.com/Funkatopia. You can join us there, and we have lots of cool stuff. And it's just, hope you guys had a great time tonight. You doing good, Michael?
I'm doing great, man. That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And thank you once again to Ella for hanging out with us. And we will see you guys probably next week. You know how we do this. It's just we just kind of go with the flow. We're very Erykah Badu about our show.
Yeah, right. Time is for white people. We don't.
Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll see you next week. Love y'all. Peace.